Welcome, all wrists, and welcome to another unboxing. Let's take a quick look at the outer box. Here's a 360. Nice black box with some Omega branding. Here's the bottom. And let's get the lid off. Now, one thing about the lid, at the top there is some nice foam padding for some added protection. Looking inside the box, we get our operating instructions. Nice red book. Some foam padding, keeping the box nice and protected, and it's in really tight. We get a pull tab here. Let's see what comes out. Omega Speedmaster Legendary Moonwatch. Pages have like this nice red accent matching the theme of the box. Giving some information, some history about the moon mission. This is a pretty nice touch. It really adds to the whole theme of the watch. All right. Let's get to the main inner box. So here it is. It's like a felt-like box. So different to your usual wooden Omega box. Has these straps that go all along to secure it. The hinges there look quite nice and clean. The logos protrude from the box. I'll try to show that there. All right, let's open her up. So the box is secured by these two Velcro straps or attachments, which is quite nice, a nod to that Velcro strap. Let's open her up. And there she is, the Speedmaster. Now, I'll take the watch off the pillow for now, and we'll get to the watch in a bit. So, looking at the pillow, has a nice Omega branding there. It is a double stack pillow. If you have, smaller wrists, you can chuck it on the smaller one. And this is like that extension for if you have bigger wrists. Squish test, nice and soft. Look great together. Continuing that all black theme. Put the pillow aside and let's look at the inner box. So at the top there, we get that continued Omega branding just like we found on the top. Silver and red. Stitching all around top. It is padded and soft as well. So here are the cards. You get 3 inside. Has the serial number and all that good stuff. Make sure to keep these safe. We also get tag, stickers are still here, and spare links. So it has been sized to my wrist. Now the box has this flap that can open. It comes with a little cleaning or covering cloth. But one thing I like about this, which I find really cool, is this part actually comes out and becomes its own travel case. Look at that. Speedmaster across. And this is just a really cool feature. So if you ever need to take your watch somewhere, maybe you're going to get it serviced, you can just throw it on or in this box here. And it just works well with the actual box. So you can, this is where the watch would stay, where the watch pillow goes. And if you have any other things you'd like to put in, they do have these compartments there. So that's a really nice touch, and it just it just works with everything. The whole aesthetic of the box, and this is what really draws me to Omega. Their boxes, the way they present them, it's so good compared to so many other watch brands. They don't really pay attention, but Omega, they really do pay attention to the way their watches are presented and the box itself. So that's one thing I really like about Omega, their boxes. Alrighty. Here it is, guys, the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch, the 3861. And this one here is the sapphire version, and you can tell that by the way the crystal reacts to light and the polished intermediate links on the bracelet. Now, right off the bat, the dial, there's a certain warmth that comes with the dial. So whenever I look at it, I don't know, I just get this sense of like humbleness. It's not really doing too much, and it just looks so good. It's classic, black, and it's not too busy too. Now, I like the details, the small details on the dial. The components, they're kind of like sectioned off with steps, and it really helps to add depth to that flat black dial. The hands are white, so you get nice contrast, just like the text there. The logo, if I move that chronograph hand, is applied polished logo there on top of that Omega branding. At the 12, crispy white text all around. The Lume has like this yellowish greenish hue to it, and it's actually quite good. The Lume, let me try get this for you. So I'll turn off these lights. So this is just one light off, and you can see there the Lume is already starting to show. Now, I haven't taken this into the sun. It's been is here in my room, so, and it's already showing. Let me turn off that other light. And you can see it a bit better there. Now, I do have sunlight coming through my window, so obviously this room isn't completely dark. It's actually still quite bright in this room, and you can see that Lume is still coming through. Let's get these lights back on. All right. Now the bezel, it's nice and thin, and I believe it's aluminium, thin bezel, and it really helps to, keep the watch smaller than its dimensions seem to say. So it does look smaller in person, and it does wear a lot better than its 42mm size. Now the case, you get that iconic twisted lugs. I love these twisted lugs from Omega, and it's just so identifiable. You kind of, when you see it on someone's wrist, you kind of already know they're wearing an Omega if you see these types of lugs. Now, one thing that really drew me to the Moonwatch is this bracelet. Now, on the previous generation, I wasn't really a big fan of, the older bracelet, but this one here, guys, this is one of my favorite bracelets from Omega, and I kind of see it as their style or their version of a Jubilee. And what I'm thinking is Omega should really consider, putting this bracelet on some of their other options, because this bracelet, it's just so great. It's so comfortable, and it just looks fantastic. It's brushed with polished intermediate links. The individual links have like a curved, rounded profile, so it's very comfortable and very breathable. It's adjusted by screws, and if you know Omega, it's screws on both sides with a solid pin. So it can be a little bit fiddly, and the screws are very, very small. So if you're adjusting this, make sure you keep those safe, because if you drop one and lose it, it'll be hard to find. Now this is a manual wind watch. So there's that beautiful, gorgeous movement there. Manual wind, which helps to keep the thickness nice and slim. The chronograph function works well. Pushes are great to activate. Just having a look at it go there, and we'll stop it and reset. Very nice. Lines up well. I like how the hands are slim, just like the indices. The dial just works well with all its components. Now the clasp. Now one thing about this clasp is this specific, well, model, the one that I have, is a 2023. So it does have that newer clasp that some earlier models didn't come with. So if you see, there's this little tab that says push. If I push that, I get access to just a little extension there. Then push in and it easily slides back in. Now I know that some of the other models would have this part, this little indentation that you would see, and it wouldn't look that great, but here it's hidden well and it works well. Clasp is great, buttons feel good, brushed with these little grooves in there, giving it a nice vintage look. That Omega logo, crispy closing. Here's a side profile shot of the watch to really show off that mid-case structure and the way those lugs twist and bend to give it that iconic shape and look. That bezel, you can see it's kind of like a upsloping dish, and I can't help but think whenever I see this, because it's a moonwatch, it kind of looks like to me like a UFO. Look at that, like a UFO just floating around, waiting to land on the moon or on Earth. That crystal, I like how it protrudes there, that nice boxed sapphire crystal, giving it that classic look. Guys, what's not to love about the Moonwatch? Now, the reason why I've waited for this one is mainly because of that bracelet. There were some fine-tuned details done to the actual dial and case and all those bezel things. But to me, the main draw is definitely, the bracelet. Being a bracelet guy, has a great taper. Look at that. Make it nice and comfortable. Now let's get it on my wrist. So I have about a 6.5 inch wrist, and here it is. Bracelet is nice, comfortable, feels like a Jubilee. It's just great. Nice and slim. No hot spots at all. Take another look at the movement there, and it's just such a joy to look at. This is also one of the reasons why I opted for the sapphire version. You get to see that awesome movement, and it's just so pretty to look at. Now the sapphire version will also help to, fight against scratches, and that's why I opted for this. I know the Heslite is more, true to its heritage, but, it's the modern watch day. I might as well go for the sapphire because I know I'm going to scratch the hell out of the Heslite. There it is, guys. my first unboxing and impressions of the legendary Moonwatch. As always, I'll spend some time with the watch, then I'll do a review. In the meantime, I might do some comparisons with some other watches that I have in mind, and we'll see how it compares. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.